Love this podcast? Support it and sponsor today. Simply head to ozcastnetwork.com for details.
Hey everybody, it's Liam and Big Al, and this is the Badcast.
Oh, it's good to see the intros back to normal.
Indeed. I've been, just been polishing it. Don't like to change it too much. Don't want to scare people, Biggie.
Yeah, I think the last one you actually really did scare people, to be honest.
Well, speaking of scary, we are in the centre of Adelaide. We're sitting out here on a nondescript pub. On the street, you can hear buses driving by.
Yes.
It's real guerrilla podcasting here. We've got
a very special guest.
Should we have a special guest? That's right.
Round of applause for this guy.
Chuck it in.
Okay. Perfect.
And we don't even know who he is yet, but there's a round of applause for you. Well done.
He was just walking past, and we thought, hey, let's get this guy on.
That's right. Now, we've actually got a very good person to talk to, because we're hanging shit on things in Australia.
Yeah.
We've actually got Joost from the Netherlands here with me, a mate of mine.
Oh, wow.
And I know they're few and far between. but Joost, welcome to the Badcast.
Thank you. Nice to be here, guys.
Have you ever been on a podcast before?
I haven't.
No, okay.
So I'm very, very nervous.
Well, I have to say, it's a bit racist of me, but your English is fantastic. It's way better than my Dutch.
Yeah, can anybody really speak Dutch? It's one of those things, isn't it?
It is a silly language, right? I might introduce you to some Dutch words, and then it should go a bit further than the typical words you have learned, like every Dutch line you might know. Any lines you know, Liam?
Oh no, I can't. I can barely speak the thing. I don't want to embarrass myself. All right, so you're in Australia for a bit of a holiday, Joost. Yeah. How long you been here for?
I arrived on the 28th and stayed around the Perth area for a week. Mm-hmm. It was nice there. Enjoyed.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, enjoyed the city, and was amazed also by the difference between the weather, of course. I mean, where I come from, it was snow and rain and hail and all those things. Yep. So that was a good start, and then flew over to Adelaide.
Mm-hmm. So you took your puffer jacket off and your beanie.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, no. Basically, I had my jacket on when I left, and I put my shorts on when I disemboarded the plane.
That's the way.
Sweet.
Yeah, it can hit you. I remember actually, even as an Aussie, I remember when I got off the plane in Samoa, just the absolute steaminess of the place hit me in the face, man. Like it was a backhander. It really is heavy-duty steam over there, and I can imagine coming from, winter basically for the Netherlands over to here, middle of summer.
Yeah, see, I would never go there. I'm a big guy. That is a high 150% chance of chafing.
It's much, if you want to visit the Netherlands, you would definitely visit it in the end of May onwards, I'd say.
Okay, that's the good weather?
Yeah, May, June, good weather, but yeah.
Yeah, like 22 degrees.
22, 25,
yeah. Dude,
okay, the heat wave.
Yeah, that's right. Even when it's like 22 degrees, man, these Dutch, they take their shirts off. They've got the mirrors under their chin, like tanning and stuff. It's
wow. Do the women do it too?
Yeah, well, I mean, actually they do.
Do you know we have this unofficial national day, and it's called to be Rokjesdag, and it's skirt day.
Skirt day.
Yeah, and that's basically the day where all women decide to wear skirts. You know, you have this one day when the weather becomes right, and then they all decide to take on just a skirt. And
very good indeed.
Lovely. So all the women come out, and all the Scottish people come out.
It's just women, and it I don't know. It's something they don't talk about it, but it just happens to them, right?
Yeah, right. Okay.
And because we like to sit on terraces, and then not sit on terraces and necessarily chat with each other, but we have set up the terraces like you're in a theater. So you just walk the people past, and you can see them and enjoy them.
And all the blokes are just going
dark times out on the terraces of Holland.
We don't have. We have weird days, but we don't have just chuck on a fucking skirt.
No. I'm pretty sure that'd get us sued having those kind of days here in Australia.
Yeah.
So, all right. So you've been here. You've been to Perth. You've been to Adelaide.
Yeah.
What do you think? So, I think you've been here some years ago.
Yeah.
But obviously, as a grown-up, where you can drink beers and have a nice time, what's your thoughts so far?
I think that the way you enjoy life here is completely different from the way we do it, because you can be outside much more, so that makes it nicer and make people are more interacting. Yesterday we had dinner somewhere, and the waiter was just talking about his experiences in Netherlands and overseas, and so people are much more open. Whereas in Holland, it's much harder to meet new people.
How do you date? How do you find a partner or something like that if no one goes out?
Where do you find the ladies, Joost?
Well, a lot of it goes
on
online
skirt
now,
day.
but on skirt day is a big day, and then we have no skirt day afterwards.
Wow, free Fridays.
No, but it's much more open. People interact more easily, and I don't know. I think that in Holland you make friends because you want to stay friends with them for all your life. And now you see here it's a travelers' country, so people know and have a good time together, and might never see each other after this one beer. But that's really a difference in how you interact with the people.
But yeah, tough where you come from, because the thing is, like, if you're doing it as a life friendship, what happens if you don't like the person? You're fucked, aren't you?
I really should have made better decisions when I was 4 years old.
I'm still stuck with this guy. Oh, man.
I should give myself an uppercut.
Oh, Jesus, yeah.
As a Dutchman, Joost, one of the first questions that Aussies especially, I'm sure, ask you, but I'm sure it's not just Aussie, they would probably be asking you about the marijuana in the Netherlands. Can you kind of give people a bit of a rundown about the differences or how it works over there in the Netherlands so they can understand? Because people think of it, they hear about it. Often people haven't been there themselves, but they know about it. So how does it work over there?
The way it works, it's probably the way you do it is basically the same way as in Australia, of course. I mean, we smoke it as well, or put it in a bong, or whatever.
Oh, you don't use it as a suppository? Okay.
No.
Not up the arse. Okay.
Liam, you told me that's the only way you can have it. Fuck you.
Somebody else had to do it for you.
Yeah, so it would be the same, but we have to hide ours.
Yeah. No, we would be fairly open about it. I mean, the smoking bans have changed it a lot, of course, because...
have you got the smoking bans?
Yeah, we do,
right.
but they're a bit... Well, I would say that they're different from here, because you are allowed to smoke in pubs or also in coffee shops. That's what we call them. So a coffee shop is basically a place where you can buy marijuana or hashish and enjoy it as well. But there's no alcohol served there generally. That's the big difference, I'd say, and they're in completely different atmospheres. You have them which are more like a club. There are more which are like a restaurant where you can enjoy yourself, or where you can play video games, or where you can play snooker or pool. So you have different pubs, you have different type of coffee shops. So you can buy it there and smoke it there. But the smoking ban changed it, so you're not allowed to be served in an area where they smoke anymore. So you have like a little counter where you can buy the stuff, and then afterwards you can go in and smoke it.
Yeah, right. Okay, so you can't stand at the counter and have a bit of a puff and just have a donut as well.
And it's not that we walk around the city and just smoke all day. I mean, it's.
That's mostly just the tourists, eh?
Yeah.
It is, and it's and also it's. I think that if you do it out on the street, it's probably a bit the same as drinking from a paper bag in the streets here in Australia, right?
Yeah.
So you're a gentleman if you do that, yeah.
Because it's one of those myths, isn't it? They think as soon as it becomes legal, that everyone's going to get amongst it. But I think you'll have people trying it because it's illegal. But I don't think it's going to change. Like if the fact that you've never been into it before, doesn't mean that you're automatically going to get into it.
My experience when I lived there, right, was that basically the tourists all like smoking it because that's probably one of the main reasons they're in Holland or Amsterdam, if you like. But the Dutch people, they don't actually smoke it that much. It's mostly, I mean, some do, just like everywhere. But it's not like every day they're doing it and going crazy and stuff like that.
No, it's not that you go to work for a beer, after work that you go for a smoke after work. That's not the way it works. No.
You do both.
So it's just is that? Okay. Very good. Very good.
So, just a question. Do you get annoyed that the most popular thing about the word Dutch is used with the word Dutch oven?
There's lots of Dutch oven, double Dutch.
That's right.
Going Dutch, speaking double Dutch. I don't know. There's a bunch.
We can just be a Dutchie, right?
Yeah, you can be Dutch.
Color of orange is of course something which is really related to to Holland as well.
Yeah, let's not mention not in the World Cup. Anyway, it doesn't matter.
I think Australia is though, isn't it?
Yeah,
you needed a Dutchman to get there the first time, right?
Yeah, that's true. It's Hus Hiddink.
So we're talking about the different languages. First thing I always ask is, can you teach me some swear words?
That's a great idea. Big Al, what words do you need to know to survive in Holland, the mean streets of Amsterdam?
Fuck you for ripping me off.
There you go.
In general, you would say you have the word fuck you would say you would probably translate to klootzak or eikel.
Ankle.
Yeah, so eikel is
I've got an uncle. Oh no, ankle.
eikel. Yeah. Or if you behave like we had a chat about it a few days ago, right? About the difference between a what do you call
like
it?
A wanker.
A wanker or a wanker or
a wanker is like a klootzak, isn't it? Is that about on a? But the hilarious thing.
Klootzak.
A klootzak. That's like
Right.
a ball bag.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So you're a ball bag. That's basically what they're calling it. But the one thing that I think is fucking hilarious about Dutch swearing is that, like, in Australia, we swear with sex, like, fuck, pussy, dickhead, all that shit, right?
Yeah.
But the Dutch, they swear with diseases.
Oh, right.
So
okay.
do you want to give some examples there?
Well, I mean, a lot of the words also have like have changed. Like we call if you would be an asshole, you could also be a klerenleier. which comes from cholera.
Cholera.
Oh,
Cholera,
okay.
so cholera sufferer.
You're a cholera recipient.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, some people feel offended about it, but if you do it in The Hague, and The Hague is the capital of the Netherlands, so it's it's seen as a bit of the posher area, I would say.
It's the Canberra of Holland.
Yeah, because you're right. I reckon if someone just goes, "You're a fuckwit," versus someone to go, "Mate, you're a fucking tumour." Like, you'd go, "Oh, that's harsh. That's deep, isn't it?"
So swearing is different in the Netherlands,
Yeah,
I would
right.
say. Yeah,
So
but you could also swear with fruits, I would say.
Fruit.
Yeah, so you'd say...
as a big guy, that would really fucking hurt me.
I take offence to that fruit talk.
No, but like a rotten cabbage, a rotte kool.
Look at you, you rotten cabbage.
You bloody rotten.
Yeah.
You bloody quandong, Big Al.
The corndong. Myrtle.
Yeah, right.
The Dutch do Christmas a little bit differently to how we do it here in Australia and elsewhere.
Yeah, right.
Do you want to just kind of run them through?
Yeah, we celebrate on so Christmas is related to let's say the church, and then you celebrate on the 5th of December. You celebrate Sinterklaas, and that's basically the moment where we do the presents.
Okay.
And
It's a bit like Santa Claus.
Yeah,
It's
right,
kind of,
okay.
Similar,
Yeah, it's
Saint Nicholas. Is that basically what
and he's basically dressed up a bit like is it offensive to say is he dressed up like the Pope?
No, it's not. He looks like a combination between the Pope and Father Christmas, basically.
Right.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So long beard, red dress.
Full Pope
Okay.
hat, though.
Yeah.
And a big cane.
Like a bishop.
Yeah, like a bishop.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
Okay.
He is a bishop. That's what he originally is.
Right.
So Saint Nicholas.
Yes.
Sinterklaas.
Okay. Yes.
And he has his helpers, which are black.
Okay.
And it comes from that they're black because they go down the chimney and
right.
and color.
Yes.
But he has they have a bit of they're not like they're just completely covered in black.
Yeah.
So it's a bit it's a bit of a racist thing.
And the other thing as well is normally
they have curly hair.
Yeah, that
black hair.
You can check it out online. Zwarte Piet. Well, who would be a Zwarte Piet? Like every young guy. Basically.
Well, everybody could be, or you do it, and it's even like in this period, it's like a Saturday job. I mean, you just with your mates, you're gonna be Zwarte Pieten. You're gonna go to a shopping center and hand out Sinterklaas sweets to the children, and the shops will pay you for it.
Yeah, right.
Hey, I'm just thinking, guys. I'm almost out of a beer. Why don't we? We're here at a pub. Why don't we go to the bar?
Sounds
and
good.
Purchase alcohol. We'll
Let's
be back
do it.
in a second.
Okay.
This beer break was proudly brought to you by Cartel Media. For any advertising in TV, radio, print or web, contact cartelmedia.net. Now back to the boys.
And we're back from the break again here at the what's the name of the pub we're at here, Biggie?
It's the Griffins.
Thank you very much for having us, guys. Now, we are with our friend here, Joost from Holland. We were talking a little bit before about Sinterklaas and their version of Christmas with their Pope, Father Christmas, and Zwarte Piet, his little helper elves.
Yes.
Now, what other stuff in the Netherlands is interesting? We were thinking maybe along the lines of your King's Day. How does that all go down?
Well, King's Day, or Koningsdag as we call it, is on the 27th of April, and it's on the birthday of our king, and it's a bank holiday, and basically we celebrate the fact that we are that we are a country,
Yeah,
and it's like our national day, I would say.
So when you had the Queen, it was on a different day?
Yeah.
Oh, right,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
that's pretty cool.
So, but luckily this king only moved, was born 3 days before the original Queen's Day, so it wasn't too difficult.
So the next person, heir to the throne.
Heir to the throne?
Heir to the heir to the throne, right? What happens if their birthday was the 25th of December?
25th of December, wow. I think that being a king, you can just say that you're born on the 27th, right? I mean, the previous queen used to be at the end of January, and they just stick to the 30th of April, because it's not a day to celebrate in the Netherlands because it's cold and So it's really in the festive season with Easter and all the other things. And King's Day is basically the day where we all celebrate that we are Dutch and that we are orange, because we are orange is our Dutch color, but also our kings and queens are called from orange. That's their name if you change it in Dutch. So that's also why we are all dressed up in orange.
So what stuff happens on King's Day then? So there's lots of partying I've seen.
Yeah. Well, you have a canal parade in Amsterdam. So so basically you can go into Amsterdam with your boat with your friends, and people meet each other there, walk from boat to boat, have basically a big party on the water. But also on the streets, and it's really a day which you celebrate on the street with everybody. It's not that they have like one massive festival which they throw, but it's just something you do with your mates. And I would say
that's awesome.
Now, one thing that's interesting is it seems to me pretty Dutch, right? Is that they have a crazy party. There's raves. There's music, drinking, partying, right?
Clogs.
But then they also have definitely clogs. But they also have bric-a-brac sales. Like a junk sales, like selling your shit off?
Yeah. It's just that. Is that all the stuff that's fallen out of people's pockets from the rave party? Is that what it is?
Well, that's the thing we also have. So it's a family day. So if you have a child who is very annoying with the violin, he might be able to make some money as well, because you put him out on the street with his violin and put a hat in front of him. So it's really, and that's really also, we were just talking about the difference between Australia and the Netherlands. In the Netherlands, we celebrate a lot more like together with your friends, like New Year's Eve.
Yep.
I celebrated in Perth, and there was a big fireworks, and we were in Kings Park with some other people. Over in the Netherlands, you're allowed to buy your own fireworks, and you can just do it in your own street and celebrate it there. And so you don't have the big city fireworks. So,
It's cutting costs.
That's right. Well, I think they used to have the fireworks here in Australia, but there was way too many, burns and eyeballs missing and stuff. People jamming them in their ass and stuff. It's,
it was called Firecracker Night, or it was.
There's Guy Fawkes.
But
that's not New Year's though. That's another night.
We just had a day for blowing up letterboxes. It's called the blowing up of letterbox day.
Exactly. Although you do hear some crackers. There are you can have
like the pun.
That's right. You can have fireworks here in Darwin.
Yes, they do. They actually do have a firecracker night. I think it's. Is it the 1st of July?
Darwin Day? Is it Darwin?
Yeah, it's Darwin Day. Yes.
Darwin Day. There you go.
Yeah.
But they're a bit looser up there. We're not allowed to do that kind of stuff down here in the south.
Wow. It's so. What's the name of your king? What's
William?
Oh,
yeah.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, William.
What's this dude like? What's his story?
Sorry, what's his?
What's his story? What is he? What's his deal?
Well, he got born as the prince, and now he's king. So it's not that much around him. I mean, it's not like that he went on TV and that he got a billionaire. But no, he's just.
So don't tell me he's married to Kate.
No, he isn't. No, he's married to Maxima. I think she's Maxima. Yeah, she's from Argentina.
Oh, okay.
I would say, he's a nice guy. He's really, and he's a pilot. He used to be a pilot for our Dutch national airline.
Okay.
Doesn't he still fly some planes here and there?
Yeah.
That's weird, isn't it? This is your king speaking. I will banish you to the dungeon if anybody fucks with me on this flight. I guess that's how they roll.
Yeah, that would be...
Do they still have dungeons?
Oh, I'm sure they probably
would.
We
don't have dungeons. We are below the water.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Oh, right. Yeah, okay.
I mean,
the dungeons really suck in Holland. It's a tough time down there. It's tough.
So what happened? Did your queen die, or she give it back to him?
No, she just stopped. I mean, I think she was 75, and then she just stepped down. It's a bit of a sorry role as well, right? Being the king. I mean, it sounds interesting, but on the other hand, it's...
Yeah, it kind of sucks, doesn't it? Because you're not really... you kind of own, even though you're the boss, you're kind of owned by the people at the same time. You're like public property a bit, aren't you?
Yeah, you are. In the Netherlands, you're not allowed to vote. You're not allowed to pay tax. That's a good thing, but...
so he's not allowed to vote?
No, you can't vote.
No, right, okay. But he does have his face on all on stamps and shit, doesn't he?
You got to make up for it somehow.
It's that feeling that, people are licking the back of my head.
Australia must be full of fucking kings because heaps of fuckers don't want to vote. You know what I'm saying? The land of kings and fucking bogans.
But every day is King's Day in Australia.
Yeah, every day is King's Day. But the thing is, because even though he's a king, he can't. He doesn't have his face on a bill because you've got euro.
No, not on the bill, but on the coins they do.
Oh, the coins.
Yeah.
Right.
In Europe, every country. Well, although we share the coin, we have every country has their own face on the coin.
Right.
So some people have their king or their queen, and others just have buildings or whatever.
Yeah,
only the notes are equal everywhere. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know. See, I'm learning stuff here, Liam.
You're fucking learning heaps, bigger. I can see your brain expanding.
Because I've never been overseas, so I'm very focused on Adelaide.
Yeah.
That's all I do. I don't really go out.
No.
And obviously I've failed history. Passed home ec though, with fucking flying colours. That's where you learn how to bake shit.
Fucking love baked goods. Big shouts out to the Griffins for taking care of us. It's always a nice venue to come here to and have a beer at. And I should also say that they're going to be doing some Fringe shows here for the Adelaide Fringe at the Griffins. So check that out. It'll be in the Fringe guide. Because
if you are from Adelaide, it used to be the Griffin's Head, but now it's the Griffins.
The Griffins. So check that out. Thank you very much for having us, guys. Always nice to have a beer here.
Delicious.
Now, we are joined with our friend from Holland, Joost. Now, can you just spell your name, please?
That's J for James, O for Oscar, O for Oscar, S for Simon, T for Theodore.
Joost.
Right.
It reminds me when I did part of my studies in Scotland, and when I worked there in a hotel, you had to wear these name tags, and at the end I was so fed up with it that people trying to make it juiced or used or whatever, so I just changed it into James. And
it's like Boost Juiced.
Oh, so you rolled with James.
Yeah.
Really?
Oh, right.
Okay.
Gave yourself an Australian name. That's fantastic.
We'll have to call you Jimbo from now on, man.
Jimbo.
That's how to make it nice and Aussie for you, you know what I'm saying?
Jimbo, you're having a Pinot.
Yeah. Fucking sort your shit out, Jimbo. Fucking out of control.
No, Jim. Because it's amazing, because your king would actually be just Bill.
Yeah.
King Bill.
King Bill.
Yeah, well, and to make it more complicated, it's William Alexander.
Oh, right. Oh, Billy A.
Billy
A from Orange.
Yeah.
Could be a DJ, right?
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, we've got Billy A from Orange.
If you guys were a king, right? Let's just say... Let's just say you were made king of your realm, right? What would be your first fucking decree? I was thinking about enforcing skirt day or something like that.
Oh, yeah, right.
It's fucking skirt day, everybody. I am the king and I decree this.
On the other hand, if I was the king, I would demand all the people that have fucked me over allowed to kick them in the groin.
Come on, come and get it.
Every day on King's Day.
Yeah. You take 3 every year, like, righto, who are the 3 this year are going to get nuts?
Fuck it. I don't care. It takes me all day. Line them up.
I don't care if my foot starts to hurt from so much nut kicking.
Exactly.
That's what's going to go down.
I'll get my squire. Just go, finish off the royal kicking.
Squire, finish him. What about you, Joost? Or Jimbo, as we like to call you here on the Badcast. Jimbo from Holland.
I have no clue at all. I mean, we're a pretty good country, I'd say, to live in. I mean, yeah.
So no decrees. Everything's perfect.
Well, it's not everything's perfect, but I don't like the decree.
Okay.
We're
So
pretty open.
You would introduce No Bra Wednesday. What would you do, Liam?
What would I do? I think it's definitely skirt day, or but men as well.
Yeah, yeah, totally.
But only people I don't like. You know, you're wearing a skirt, mate. No, everybody wears.
I reckon. Yeah, you're right.
Everybody
it's
wears
National
them.
Skirt Day.
Yeah,
that'd be fantastic.
Yeah, I would be a vengeful king.
Yeah.
Spiteful, revenging.
Yep.
Many a time would I be making irrational decisions. But that's how I roll as a king.
Sounds like an episode of Game of Thrones.
Yeah, yeah.
What do you have for Liam's dragons?
They're pissed in the shed.
No, they're just three snarling dragons.
The old snarling dragon.
If you don't know what it is, look it up, people.
Snarling dragons indeed. Speaking of griffins,
so we did ask what beer, when we're having a beer break, we were just asking what your favourite beer is, or your beer of choice.
Yeah. Well, in here I enjoyed many good beers. I personally like this one. I don't know what it's called.
This one's called Dog Days by Little Creatures.
Yeah. I had the Little Creatures.
Because they're from Fremantle in Perth.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, it's a nice beer, and in Holland we drink a lot of lager, of course.
Yep.
Not the craft beers or no wine, because we don't grow any wine.
Yep.
But I would say I would drink Bavaria, which is a beer from my origin.
Yeah, okay.
Basically, you drink a beer where you're from. So it's the same here, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, except but but yeah, we drink Coopers.
We do drink Coopers. I
Yeah.
drink. That's my normal drinker at home. But of course, the thing about in Holland is they don't drink as many beers normally, but the beers are all like 8%.
Oh, right, okay.
So they're sitting there drinking these bad boys that will really knock you around.
Yeah,
if
yeah.
you had too many,
We drink them smaller as well. We drink 0.3.
Yeah.
Oh, right, okay. So just little butchers.
Yeah, they are basically almost butchers, aren't they? Yeah.
Yeah, right.
And the other thing is they eat when they're drinking.
Right.
If you go for some beers with your mates, you'll have a little nibbly of some leverwurst, of osserwurst.
Osserwurst or cheese or...
Do you want to explain what... so those things
Because
are?
we have a method saying eating's cheating. So,
Australians just fucking drink, don't they?
yeah, we do.
Just fuck food.
And if you eat something, you just go, well, that's just going to cost me an extra $50 to get pissed.
Yeah.
Basically, beer is a lot cheaper in Holland, I would say. I think that a regular, like a 0.3, would be between 3 and €4, depending whether you're in a fancy place
That's
or
in a
or
cafe.
an old place.
It's a bar.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you go to a shop, what's the cheap, and you want to get as drunk as you can for the cheapest possible thing, right? Where would you go to the supermarket, and what would you buy? A carton. Apart from hardware store products, beer, officially labelled beer. What would be the cheapest beer, and how much would you get, and what would be the price?
I think if you would have like a tin of a half-liter beer, you're probably looking about 30 cents, 30 euro cents. So
that brings a tear to an Australian eye. To know
Wow.
that 500 mils of beer goes for 30 euro cents, which is what, 50 Australian cents, something like that.
I would probably die if I lived in
But
your
if
country.
you go for, let's say, what's the Dutch beers you know here? Is that Heineken?
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
Heineken.
Heineken.
There are a lot of poor man's beers in Australia that are from Holland.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Hollandia is a poor man's beer. Oranbon,
Yeah, well, we don't sell it at all. No.
don't have it. Okay.
Is
It's
Duvet
probably
is-
like the Fosters, right?
You'll see
Yeah.
us, you don't really buy Foster's in
No.
Australia. Yeah.
Is it Duvet or
Duvel?
Yeah, is that?
That's Belgian,
Ah,
actually.
right. Okay.
No, but if you go for like a carton of Heineken, a carton is 24. You'd be looking about €12. So that's 24 bottles.
Jesus
0.3.
Christ. Even in Australian dollars, that's what, probably $24. It's $1 a beer.
Yeah.
Well, okay, I'm going to get the passport up and going.
Okay.
Yeah. You know how much I pay for my Budweiser that I drink? $55.
For 24 beers, Australian. $55, mate.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would say that.
Absolutely criminal.
It's an expensive country to be an alcoholic, Australia.
Definitely. But we do, despite that, fight through and still become alcoholics. So-
Oh, yeah. Seriously, I don't know if I could handle it. I'd be like a little kid in a candy store, because you can get your stuff at the supermarket.
Yeah, you can.
Wow.
Crazy stuff.
That is crazy, isn't
Crazy
it?
stuff.
Yeah,
Well, we've learned a lot today, actually.
No. It's just only no hard liquor at the supermarket.
Yeah, right, okay.
Just beers, yeah.
Yeah, just-
beer, wine.
Just 8% beers
Yeah.
in a six-pack. It works out more than a bottle of Johnny Walker.
Yeah, that's right. And then you walk next door to a coffee shop and get yourself a joint.
Yeah, there we
Yeah,
go.
good times.
Well, isn't
Imagine it being skirt day.
Yeah, and imagine skirt day. Think of skirt day, everybody.
So I think there's a deal with marijuana and beer, isn't it? Same as beer and wine. Like beer before wine, you'll feel fine. Wine after beer will make you feel queer, a bit sick, right?
But you know where that comes from.
No.
It's probably something historic, because poor people used to drink beer in Europe because you couldn't drink the water.
Right.
And then once you were able to move up from beer to wine,
Yeah.
to grow up the ladder in the social class. So
right.
that's where wine after beer is fun comes from.
Oh, right, okay. Okay, there we go. Because I think it's the same deal, isn't it? You have beer before marijuana, or is it the other way around?
It just doesn't have that ring to it, though, does it?
No, it doesn't.
It sounds the same order, right? If you go from beer to marijuana, you take a step down.
Probably.
So it's
probably.
yeah.
Yeah, right, okay.
We're actually we're just right near some buses right now, guys. We are, as I said, guerrilla podcasting here in Adelaide. Buses could come at you any time.
So have you taken Jimmy on the O-Bahn? Have you been on our O-Bahn?
I haven't. No,
It's
no.
a bus that turns into a train. Literally, it's a bus that goes on a track. It's amazing.
It's like a really shit transformer.
Yeah.
I am a bus, now a train.
Yeah, and the bus driver doesn't even have to steer. It just goes along this track. And that's what I catch to work.
He just sits with his hands behind his head and just rolls on.
Enjoys himself.
Yeah, or not like that. It really disturbs the other passengers.
Well, on that note, thanks very much for coming on the show, Joost.
Thank you. It was a pleasure, guys.
We hope you
Thank
enjoy
you.
Australia. We'll take you for some more beers today, in fact.
There we go.
And so Joost from Holland, thanks very much for your debut performance on the Badcast. Biggie, have you got any shows coming up you want to plug?
Oh, just the Hilton Hotel on South Road through the Fringe. So check that out if you're listening to it next year. I'll probably still be there.
Okay, very good, very good. I want to say another thanks to the Griffins for taking good care of us today. Check them out during the Fringe as well. They've got some shows on. You'll be able to find all that stuff online. Also, big shouts out to the Ozcast Network. They're distributing us, and there's heaps of other Australian content available on there, ozcastnetwork.com. And the other big thing we need to talk about is the Adelaide Podcast Festival.
Yes, of course.
We've actually got some dates now. It will be in Adelaide at the Elephant British Pub on the 27th and 28th of February, which is kind of the beginning of the Fringe. It's going to be a good time. There's already a whole bunch of podcasts who have kind of said they're going to be down there. So fans and podcasters, come down, check it out, Adelaide Podcast Festival. Jump on Facebook to check out the page there, and there'll be all the information available there.
It's going to be delicious.
Well, thanks for listening, guys. This has been the Badcast, and we will catch you next time.
Doei.
Help us buy more beers and sponsor us. Hit us up on Facebook, Twitter, or badcast.com.au.
The Badcast is part of the Ozcast Podcast Network.
Love this podcast? Support it and sponsor today. Simply head to ozcastnetwork.com for details.